Hey, what's up? It's Greg from Fisherman's Headquarters, and today is Friday, June 2nd. So far this month has been off to a great start. Great weather here, great fishing. For an updated fishing report, I can share a number of different things going on right now in the Long Beach Island area. You've got fluke, you've got striped bass, and you've got bluefish. As far as the fluke game goes, just got a report this morning from Carl from American Anglers. He's up on the beach, sent me a photo earlier of a short, and shortly thereafter, 19-inch keeper. He's enjoying the day on the beach right now, which I'm taking a stroll on. Right now I'm walking in the town of Ship Bottom. You can see it's a beautiful day. Somewhat of a lighter wind right now, just starting to kick up a little bit. It's very, very tranquil morning. Not a breath of wind until just recently. Sun's out, not a cloud in the sky, beautiful clear water. Like I mentioned, got a quick report there from Carl this morning, who's up on the beachfront. Looks like he's fishing some gulp. That'd be kind of my suggestion. Fish some gulp for a fluke off the beach. Can say there's some striped bass around too. Last night, Tommy Smith sent in a nice photo after sunset. Cool little jet flying by here, so I don't know if it's gonna affect the sound, so I'll wait a hot second, give you guys a little view of that. Sorry for the little bit of a pass by. But yeah, I can share. Tommy Smith had a nice striped bass at sunset yesterday. He was fishing clams. He said he had some older clam that he got from us. They didn't fish all the baits, a few sessions back. He salted them up, kept them fresh for himself, and got a nice striped bass last night. Fished the Mid-Island Surf on some old clam. So that's a fluke report, little striped bass report. I can share just a few days back. Regular customer Tom. Can't remember his last name, to be honest. I think it starts with a B, but he had a nice black drum off the beach. I believe he was fishing clam. So that's another opportunity for fishing off the surf with clam. And then the other thing I can share is probably the best fishing we've had recently, other than the striped bass and the fluke, would be bluefish. Fluke, definitely be a good one in the bayside, off the beach, in the inlet. Actually, a shout out to, I think his name is Bob, Jetty Jerk on Instagram. He had a beautiful fluke in the inlet yesterday. I think it was 5 or 6 pound fish, really beautiful fish. So it's good to see. The inlet's been really good fluke fishing really for the last few weeks. I think what's happening is these fish are moving into the bay right now from offshore, and you're seeing them get through that bottleneck we call the inlet. And when they do kind of push through there like any other species, it's a good place to target and catch a lot of fish. I wanted to kind of dive into a report I could share from Wednesday afternoon. It was the Battle of the Beach, which is the 14th annual Battle of the Beach. Anybody doesn't know what Battle of the Beach is, that's a surf fishing tournament made up of some high schools. The high schools would be Southern Regional, Barnegat, Mates, and Lacey. Those schools compete for a $1,000 scholarship from the Long Beach Island Surf Fishing Classic, which is this fall will be coming up to be the 69th annual surf fishing tournament. Basically, they donate, they support a $1,000 scholarship that's given to the school who wins the tournament. The tournament's, for the most part, run on like an ASAC rules. It's on points. It's catch and release. All the fish are inches. All the inches add up. Whoever has the most inches at the end wins. So, with that said, I was asked to go and help out. I was asked to provide some help for the tournament to bring some content and get some video and some pictures. So basically it was after school, all the kids went up there. It was a pretty stoking time. Wind was kicking pretty strong out of the northeast. I'd say it was probably blowing a bit in the 15, maybe even 20 range. With that said, the fish were there. I made a few casts before kind of jumping in and talking with everybody. I kind of came on the north side of the pack. They were up on the beach in the north end, just to kind of give a general location, Barnegat Light. That's where they always do the battle on the beach. Kind of made a few casts, and I don't know, maybe it was my third or fourth cast. I was into a small fish. Had a roll on the one of the earlier casts. Had a fish come up on it. Basically, I was fishing a big pencil popper. Needed to get into the wind. Needed to punch out into that wind to get some distance. There was some bigger surf, some bigger swell with that northeast wind. Kind of raised a couple small little cocktail blues. Kind of got, I think, 2 or 3 of them in the first maybe 10 minutes. Maybe it was 15 minutes or so. And kind of figured out what was going on there. Walked over, whatever it was, maybe 20 yards over to one of the kids and said, hey man, there's some small blues. They're out a little further than you're casting. You know, basically get rid of that little bait rig there and pop on a small metal, put it on a diamond jig, a Hopkins, something like that. Or if you wanted to fish a big pencil popper like I got, something that you really send out there, you know, try this out. He did, and he was hooked up almost right away. So that's kind of how the day kind of progressed. The entire day, whatever it was, from 4 to 7 o'clock, we had some pretty good action. All the schools were catching fish. Southern Regional 1, I think they had over 700 inches of fish. There was times, there was anglers, students hooked up, you know, doubled up, tripled up, quads. It was really good fun fishing. I'm not gonna say it was like full on blitz fishing. Fish weren't breaking all over the surface, going like mayhem, but these kids were casting out, retrieving, and getting into fish consistently. It was really, really good to see. Awesome to see the participation from the students. It's great to see youth getting involved in the surf fishing game. It's great to see the Long Beach Island Surf Fishing Tournament supporting the youth and the high schools and all that. So it's just a kind of great thing I wanted to share. But one thing I wanted to mention about that is that the fishing was good for bluefish, the smaller sizes, on the smaller, lighter tackle. As far as the fishing in the bay, I've heard of some bigger blues that are still around. Hopefully they stick around for a couple more weeks. Been some somewhat good fluke fishing. Some people are complaining it's a little on the slower side, but some people are getting into some good action. And still a lot of smaller schoolie striped bass in the bay and some slot fish there too. As far as the weather, today it's beautiful, beautiful water. Give you a couple seconds of video on that. It's clean, it's green. Got a beautiful onshore wind now, just giving a light little sea breeze. Maybe it's blowing 5, maybe 10 at most, probably not even 10 yet. But I know it's supposed to kick up later this afternoon. The swell is in, I don't know, I'd call it 1 to 3 foot, maybe 2 to 3 foot range. Easterly, maybe it's east-southeast, kind of lapping along the sandbars here. And it's a great day to go out and do some fishing. If you're looking to get geared up, stop by Fisherman's Headquarters. We can help you out now and throughout the entire season. Get you in good fun fishing right now for striped bass and bluefish, also fluke. And as the summertime comes up, hopefully this tuna fishing pops off. Also, further offshore, we got some sea bass action. I know there's some anglers getting out there today. I see some wind coming up here in the near future. I think tomorrow is a pretty windy day, so maybe we're not gonna get out there tomorrow. And obviously the wind's been blowing for the most part of the sea bass season. Anglers will only get out a couple days, so it's kind of a bummer, but sea bass season is open. It should be good fishing when the weather allows. Gear up Fisherman's Headquarters and go have some fun. Have a great day.